All right, pretty cool. I hope you can hear me outside. You can tell I don't want to go home. I've been here for 3 or 4 hours and I've just enjoyed myself. Almost nobody on campus. It's like my own place. Almost everybody that's on campus is working, almost no students. Uh, we don't give enough grace and wages to the workers that are here, making sure everything looks good and is working for the students. It's not right if these workers make 30 grand a year or 40 or 50, and then once the students get a really good job, they're making 100 or 150. It's just not right. You won't build a good nation or a society like that. If you don't believe in equality, I don't think you believe in civilization. I don't think you believe in humanity. Certainly not democracy. If one person can have $400 billion and spend 280 million on an election and help get his people elected, you're selling out yourself. You've sold out America. It's not just us. The whole world has become corrupted, and people just have to stand up and be good people. That's all. We've been apathetic, lazy, in denial. Is it easier to say climate change is a monumental challenge and we have to do so much to try to deal with it? Or is it easier to say, I just deny it's happening? Yeah, you know the answer. It's easier to say, it's not happening. Easier to say what the president elect said, drill, drill, drill. So what are you doing? What are you giving to the next generation? A hotter world, drier world, more water scarcity, more drought, more fires, more heat in the ocean, stronger storms, more flooding. We need to grow up and be real good human beings and citizens and face the challenges that are so great right now and that can't be denied. And climate change is at the top of the list, along with inequality and concentrated wealth. We talk about freedom a lot. We don't talk about responsibility much. We don't talk about equality much. We talk about freedom. Well, that freedom has been used to exploit the system. That freedom has been used to buy lobbyists and lawyers and judges and, what was it, America Citizens United, 5-4 Republican justices said, you spend what you want on elections. So that's what's happening. And the super PACs and the wealthy and the dark money, we're about to have another bunch of tax cuts for the rich, just like what happened the first time Trump and the Republicans were in charge. They'll be in charge again, and I'm going to guess by, I'll say March, they'll get in January 20th. By March, tax cuts for the rich and the corporations. Many times the corporations buy back stocks. The stocks increase in value for the stockholders, who are usually rich, and the CEOs, who are paid in stocks. That's what it's called, corruption. When you talk about freedom and the free market, that's not reality. That's not what's happening. It's our own fault. It's a democracy. We're creating this maelstrom. We're creating it. We reap the whirlwind because we seed the whirlwind. We seed the climate change. We seed the great inequality. We reward greed and avarice and mammon. We reward the love of money. That's on us. I went to school here, got my degree in political science, and I studied public administration in graduate school, and Jesus, 10 years later or more. That's when I got my master's in teaching and became a teacher at the age of 39. Because I had a kid and I wasn't making enough money. And you could say teachers don't get paid very much, but I guarantee you, man, there's lots of people making less than teachers, including the cooks and the janitors and the bus drivers that are working at the school, just like the teachers, secretaries. We think inequality is just fine. Somehow God, what's it called? The wealth doctrine. The what do they call it? The gospel of wealth. God wants you to be rich. I guess God wants these people to be poor. I guess God wanted Jesus to be poor, but Jesus was poor. But for some reason, people say God wants them to be rich. He wanted Jesus, or God's not a man. I shouldn't say that. But just that idea. We're all divine creatures on this planet of divinity in the middle of cold, dark space, lifeless space. This is a divine planet. We're divine creatures. 8,200,000,000, I believe. And it's going up. We need to help Africa lower their birth rate because that's where it's growing the most. And we can't even feed the people right now. We all deserve a good life, not just food, not just survival. And that takes a lot of money and resources. We've never thought of that before. Population, but now we have to. There's so many things that my dad's people never thought about in the 50s. Global warming wasn't even a term back then, probably, but now it is. And now I have to deal with it. You have to deal with it. We have to deal with it because we're human beings and we have some honor in ourselves and we have to serve that honor. We have a divine light inside ourselves and we need to serve that divine light. Give thanks and praise to all that's around us and help protect it and respect it. Honor this. Honor each other and honor this. Quit destroying it and destroying each other only for selfish greed. That's the number one driver. Greed. Apathy and ignorance, yes, but greed is worse. It's pretty out here, isn't it? Nobody's walked by. A campus of close to 30,000. But it's mine right now, baby. I like the way now, these days, instead of talking about the issues, people make fun of the way people laugh. Kamala Harris, her laugh was funny. You know, this guy's laugh is funny. Jesus Christ, why don't you talk about people that are hungry and homeless and struggling and drought and floods? You talk about bullshit. We're fed bullshit on the internet by the billionaires that own it and the algorithms that teach us to be ignorant, quiet slaves. The banks and the billionaires and a lot of right-wing politicians, it's all the same thing. They're all in the same boat. They're all complicit. They're in the same fraternity, working with each other to create more wealth for themselves. And if everything else is in harm's way, including the people and the planet, that's down on the list. My brothers and my sisters, it's time we bow up. It's time we become what we should be, good people, good citizens. And fight for what we know is right and good and honorable. Love and care and compassion and humility and respect for this planet and each other. You can come to this university and get as smart as you want, but unless you have that foundation, I don't see nothing good from it. Okay, now I got to get the cursor. Oh lordy, I need glasses. And I have. Oh, look at me. Miracles happen.